Okay, here we are. This is lesson 2 of how to draw a Ford Focus. And as you can see, I'm working on the front end of the car because that's what's more closely pointed at the camera. So I wanted to do that because of all the lights and everything that are in it. It draws a lot of attention. So I'm working on that, and I'm just doing like I always do. I try to do the darker parts first. The darker parts set the tone for the drawing, and that lets me know where the lights and the darks have to be, and then I work accordingly, and I try to make it so I can come up with as dramatic a picture as I can and something that's interesting and not boring. So what I'm doing is doing the dark parts, or at least beginning with them. They may be a lot darker when I get done with it, but for right now that helps me keep separate the darks and the lights, and this way it makes sure that I don't get everything in a mid value, and like I say, so that it doesn't get boring. I want to make sure that it's an exciting drawing to look at and fun to watch being drawn. Anyway, this is not an exotic car, of course. You see a ton of these things on the road today, but I have rented one before, and I just wanted to see what kind of car it was, and I was very impressed with it for a relatively inexpensive car. It had a lot of pep, and it was a nice car to drive. I really liked it a lot, and I was looking for something that would carry my photographic stuff around and my printer and all the rest of that. So I went down yesterday and I sold my BMW 7 Series, and I bought a Ford Focus SEL and a 5-door hatchback. And that's going to carry me and whatever equipment I'm going to have around, as well as some of my drawings and easels and all the rest of that. And I thought it was a good start for my first American car ever. So I drove the thing around and I fell in love with it. It was a really good car. So I just one of those things. I went to another place, to a Ford dealer, to try and buy one, and they were not as agreeable as they could have been. So I went next door to another dealer and I picked up a car that's a year old, and it's just wonderful. I really love it. I've been driving it around today, and it's probably very close to as much fun as my BMW was, but it gets a ton better gas mileage. So that's going to be interesting too. Not having to spend a fortune trying to go someplace of any distance. But I don't think I've given up anything. It's like I say, it's a very pleasant car. It's a good looking car, and it's reasonably quick off the line, and it's smooth enough. It's got a 4-cylinder in it, of course, instead of the V8 that the BMW had. But I'm very happy with it so far. We'll see how that goes. But it's interesting to always buy a new car, of course. Okay, back to the drawing here. I'm just trying to establish again the darker areas that are below both of the grills and their air intakes, obviously, and so I wanted to make those dark enough, at least, that I could tell the difference between that and the more gentle highlights that are near it. But I'm just trying to rough in everything, block it in, and that way it gives me an idea of where I am and how much more I need to do and on what area. You'll see that the two tires that are on the right hand side are totally in shadow because there's no light coming from the ambient light reaching them. They'll be a lot darker than they are now, but that helped keep those separate from the left side wheels and tires. And the left side, of course, is going to be the one with all the drama in it, the details, because it's going to have the spokes on the wheels, which the rear ones don't have, the right side ones. So it's coming along, pardon me. It's looking good so far. Happy with it. Again, I'm just starting to do in the dark areas, but by tomorrow we'll probably have a lot of the front end done. And then we'll start working on the areas like the wheel wells and continuing backward and that'll get us to a place where we can start adding some real details in it. For right now, like I say, we're just blocking in things, so this is really early days while we're doing this. Anyway, just about out of time now, but I hope you come back tomorrow. We're going to do a whole bunch more on the front end, and that'll do it for today. Thank you. Bye.